Who's had a more shocking and surprising season this year than the Houston Rockets? Just last season, they were a 500 team with no sense of real direction, and although their young core looked promising, many people didn't expect them to take this leap in progression this fast. Let's face it, there was a lot of question marks about this team. In fact, there still is. But in all the confusion, there is one certainty. These guys will play hard. Regardless of personnel or talent on this team, Ime Udoka has brought a hard-working, grit and grind style of play to the squad, and it has 100% paid dividends in this team. Flash forward to this year, Houston is 52-28 and the second seed in an absolutely loaded Western Conference, probably the most competitive Western Conference we've seen in the past decade. Crazy turnaround for a team of this stature for sure. The big question surrounding this though is how. How have the Houston Rockets completely changed the trajectory of their future for the good? 100% starts with their defense and their mentality surrounding playing hard. Take for example red hot Stephen Curry. He was averaging 40 points over the last 3 games, and when he came and played the Rockets, they absolutely shut him down and only scored 3 points. It was a team effort. There's no stopping Steph Curry, but the Rockets did just about as good a job as you can do. Between Amen Thompson, Dillon Brooks, Fred VanVleet even, and even when the bigs had to switch onto him, they held their own, and it was through their mentality of not letting Curry beat them that they were successful. Now, I don't want to get all Disney Channel and,
oh, teamwork is everything,
but it does help out a lot when you're playing as one and not afraid to get down and dirty on defense. This strong mindset defensively paired with personnel that can guard on the perimeter, have pretty good availability to switch, and have the rim protection down low, creates for a defensive team that can be very successful. Give Ime Udoka a lot of credit, give him his flowers. He should obviously be a Coach of the Year candidate for sure, and I think in large part, his mindset he's instilled in this team has helped them be so dominant on defense. Not to mention, the Rockets are number 1 in the league in total rebounding. They don't give up second chance points, and that's huge when it comes to playoff time. The fact of the matter is, this team's got some dogs on it. Getting into some of those great players, Alperen Sengun has literally done it all for the Rockets. He is truly a jack of all trades and kind of a mini Jokic. He looks like him, has a playstyle similar to him in his playmaking ability, setting others up. You can run an offense through him, and we've seen flashes of that scoring dominance, but he probably could be more aggressive offensively. And on the defensive end, he holds his own. Not a true rim protector in the sense of the word, but he is a solid defensive player, and he's also a great rebounder. Then looking at a guy like Jalen Green, who's been on and off in his entire career, he had superstar potential coming into the league, and we've seen that. He has freak athleticism and can jump out of the freaking gym, and also has been more mature this year in his decision making, shot selection, and not always taking some of these horrible shots we've seen earlier in his career. Usually when he is the leading scorer for this team, they're in good shape and usually get the W. He's been more efficient and effective this year, and honestly, didn't really know where he fit in at the beginning of the season, but he's kind of fit into more of a role of just getting buckets, and that tailors to his skill set. Now the guy who has an incredible leap this year in Amen Thompson. I don't think anyone expected him to be this effective in his game this year, specifically defensively. He's going to make an all-defensive team. He's been one of the best defenders in the NBA. He can guard pretty much positions 1 through 5 and hold his own with bigs and stay in front of guards on the perimeter and be effective. He's another guy that is absolutely ridiculous athletically. He's a beast. He can jump out of the gym. He's probably one of the fastest players in the league right now. Looking at the stats, not everything jumps out at you. Nothing does, really. He just does a little bit of everything, but he makes such an impact on the game, he cannot be replaced. Then rounding out the roster, you have the glue guys, the role players that make all this team gel together. They are complementary players to the other star per se skill sets, and these guys are like Dillon Brooks, who brings energy defensively and veteran leadership. Same with Fred VanVleet, a veteran guard that can kind of slow down the pace and help run this team. And then also Jabari Smith, who's a young player, but I think fits into this team well as a floor stretching 4 that can kind of space the floor and be a threat defensively as a rim protector. The roster has a good mix of young talent and veteran leadership that makes it for an all-around team. 24.8 years old is the average age of this roster, making it one of the youngest teams, but probably one of the most effective in the NBA. And that ties in right into the obstacles that face this team for the playoffs. Number 1 being lack of experience, their second point being their 3-point shooting. They were 21st in 3-point percentage this year. And then also number 3 is objectively, they'll probably never have the best player on the court in a playoff series. The issue regarding lack of experience is just due to their age. They haven't made the playoffs in a while, and they're one of the youngest teams in the league, but I also think this tailors to them in their underdog mentality. Them being doubted is only going to drive them to push harder on the defensive end and try to prove everybody wrong, which is kind of the theme of this team the entire season. I don't think it's going to stop. It's only going to amplify during the playoffs when everyone counts them out. The 3-point shooting is kind of self-explanatory. Jalen Green's an inefficient 3-point shooter. Ahmed Thompson still hasn't added that to his game. Fred VanVleet is probably, arguably, their best 3-point shooter. In terms of efficiency, they were 21st. They're not a team that chucks up a lot of threes like the rest of the NBA in a lot of terms. They play a different style offensively. But this could hurt them in a 7-game series during the playoffs. And the last point, you can go argue with a wall. They're never going to have the best player in a 7-game series, no matter who they play in the West. Currently, they're matched up with a 7 seed, which would be a play-in, which is either the Grizzlies or the Timberwolves. And you can't tell me that Ja Morant or Anthony Edwards is worse than anyone on this Rockets team. And then let's say they get out of that round, they might play the Lakers or the Warriors. Let's just say Curry, LeBron, right? Or Luka even at this point. No one's better than them. And I think in a 7-game series in the playoffs, it definitely is amplified. Your star players have to perform extremely well, and sometimes just having that talent gets you through it. But this team has been successful all year in terms of not playing through one player. They have a different leading scorer a lot of these nights. Their offense doesn't specifically run through one guy, and they can do a lot as a team together. Like I said, committee team by committee, and they do it all. There's no one player exceeding everybody else, I don't think, personal. But overall, I really like this team. They're true contenders against anyone, and they've shown it all year, being able to compete. Confidence is truly key for this team, and there is no short of that on this squad. They truly don't think anybody can beat them, and that bodes very well for them. They may be able to make a run in this playoffs, and it's exciting to see. Just another shout out to Ime Udoka. I think he's done a wonderful job making this squad the way it is.